no, 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 no. Do not tell me that my car has been stolen. My car has been stolen. Like, wow. Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. My name is Brelynn and today's video is going to be a story time. I know you guys love story times and you've been wanting me to do them more often. I've only done one really, and I did it back in the summertime, but that's just because I don't know, my life is like, it's not boring, but there's not, thank God, any drama in it. At least not drama that I can like just openly tell on my YouTube channel. But this is going to be the story time of the most embarrassing thing that has happened to me. If not my whole life, then in a very, very long time. And I hope you guys don't mind the glare that's on these glasses. I just really feel like it completed this look that I wanted to give today. So I decided to wear them. Yeah, without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and get into the story time. But if you're not already subscribed, please press that subscribe button and also press the bell. That way you won't miss a video from me. And give this video a thumbs up if you like story times and you want more of them. And without further ado, let's get into the story time. Alright you guys, so this story takes place, it was the second day of classes. So this literally just happened a couple of weeks ago. But I told myself like I have to sit down and film a story time because I was actually vlogging, and I believe that that vlog will go up in either a day or two. But I'm procrastinating uploading that vlog until I tell you guys the story because I want you to be able to hear me talk about it first and then see it, if that makes sense. So it's the second day of school and things were going pretty normal. I believe, so it was a Thursday, and Thursday I have, I don't know, a couple of classes. So on Thursday I only have two classes. I had to look it up, I couldn't remember. I have biological chemistry or biochem in the morning time, and then I have organic chemistry lab in the afternoon time. When it's the first week of school, you don't have like labs, so I only had one class in the morning time. So I was done around 11 a.m. Because it is still the beginning of the semester, I have a lot of finances, like I've told you guys, that I have to take care of when I come to school. So on top of like my rent being due, I also had like my tuition that was due within the first 2 weeks. I had to purchase books, and I had to purchase a meal plan, and I had to purchase a parking pass. So all those things I kind of needed within the first like week or two of school starting. So y'all know I was like starving myself. I really was trying to like, you know, save my money until my mom could like give me all the money that I needed for all of my different expenses. So at this point it's Thursday. School starts on Wednesday for us. So the first day of school is on a Wednesday, then it's Thursday, then Friday. My mom told me on Friday that she was going to give me all the money that I needed to get my meal plan, my parking pass, etc. So in the meantime, I mean, my bank account, y'all, is low, okay? It's on like zero. Like I have money that I've saved, but I'm trying to save money for a new vlog camera, a ring light, etc. So I'm really not trying to touch my YouTube money unless I need it, right? So I'm really only spending my money on food and gas. So right now my tank is full, but I don't have a parking pass, and it costs like $2 to park in the parking deck, I believe, a day. And if I spend more than a certain amount of hours, it may go up to like $7 or $10. I really can't remember. But this day I decided like, okay, I already knew that I was only going to have one class that day. So I was like, instead of parking in the garage just for one class, I may even just go home. How about I don't park in the garage? That way I don't have to spend that $2, right? Y'all already know. Oh yeah, if y'all didn't know, I have the worst luck with my car, okay? My car has gotten towed, it's gotten booted, I've gotten several accidents, I've gotten pulled over. Every story time may just always be about my car because I literally hate driving because it's always drama with my car. So because I've gotten my car like towed or whatever so many times, instead of parking like on Spelman's campus where they will tow your car in a heartbeat, there's this road, it's like in between Spelman, Morehouse, and Clark Atlanta. It's the back road. It's the back entrance of Spelman College. And so that road is technically not owned by any of the three schools. So it's technically a street, like just a street of Atlanta, right? So everybody parks their car out there if you don't have a parking pass. Like, it's just a nice, simple way for you to park your car there. There are a couple of rules where it's like you can't park, like, you know, too far down because they'll say like no parking, and there are a couple of fire hydrants, but other than that, as long as you are close to the curb, you'll be fine. But it's like first come first serve. Now I had a 9:25 that day, and I believe I came early to go to breakfast with Jasmine, so I was there super early. I got me a pretty good spot. I was really close to a fire hydrant, right? And I told myself like, Brelynn, you know that you don't have good luck with parking or just driving in general, so do you really want to park this close to a fire hydrant? Because You know, they could be petty and they could say, oh, you're too close, and they could give you a ticket, or they could tow your car. And one, you can't afford a ticket right now because you are like scraping money, and you definitely can't afford to get your your car towed. So I'm basically just like, please, 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 please tell me that I'm parked far away enough from the fire hydrant, right? So I come back after my long day. It wasn't even that long. I think by this point it's like maybe 3 or 4 p.m. And as soon as I go out to the little street and I'm like looking for my car, I'm looking and I see the fire hydrant and I don't see my car. So I'm like, shoot, they must have towed my car. I knew I was parked too close to the fire hydrant. Like, dang, Brelynn, like, dang. I'm like really upset at myself, but automatically I'm just like, all right, whatever, my car got towed, time to fix it, right? So at this point, like I said, it's like 3 or 4 p.m. and I know that the bank closes at 5. And that's important because in order for you to get your car from the impound, you have to, because I'm not the owner of my car, my mom or my dad has to sign a letter saying like this person can pick up the car even though like it's not her car or something like that. They have to sign it and they have to get it notarized by the bank, and the bank closes by 5. So I'm like, let me hurry up and get to the thing, get my car and go home before like stuff closes and then I don't have a car for a day, right? So the first thing that I do is I call Spelman's police department and I'm just like, hey, you know, I parked on this street. Can you guys tell me if you towed my car? That way I know which impound to go to, because I don't normally park here, so I don't normally get my car towed here. So I just wanted to make sure that like Spelman towed my car and it wasn't Clark Atlanta or Morehouse. But it turns out that like the Spelman police were like, we don't have it written down that we towed your car. We may have. It is rush hour. They may have not gotten back to the impound yet. I would call around to the other schools. I'll call around to the other schools. Nobody has heard anything, but they're just like, it's probably at this place, so just go here and pick up your car. But you're going to need your VIN number, which is like your social security number for your car, and you're gonna need your tag number. So when I keep trying to call the tow place and like, hey, do you guys have my car at your impound lot, they're just like, well, you need your VIN number, and I'm like, yo, I don't know it by heart. I don't know my tag number by heart. It's on my car. Even my registration, everything is in my car. Like, I just need to know if it's there so I know to go there. And the only person who knows the information is my mom, right? So by this point, while I'm on the phone arguing with like the impound and the Spelman police and stuff, Nicole comes and she picks me up. So if I didn't mention, I called Nicole as soon as I figured out my car was towed. I turned right around and was like, Nicole, like, my car got towed. Can you come pick me up and like take me to the impound lot? So by this point, she picks me up and I have to call my mom. So I'm like, Mom, I'm really sorry, but my car got towed. You know, she's yelling at me like, I told you to be responsible. I'm like, I know. I really tried. I've really been trying. So she goes ahead and she's like, all right, let me try and get your VIN number and stuff, but it takes forever because my mom and my sister at this point in time were on vacation in Miami, and they were literally on the beach. Like, so she barely had any service. I kept going in and out. She couldn't even hear me, and she definitely didn't have the access to go to the beach because they had like taken an Uber. So it was really just like, oh God, I really hope that my car is towed at the same place that it's always been towed, because if it is, then they're going to have like all my information on file and all I have to do is just pay the money. So at this point, I get to the impound lot and I tell her like, hey, this is my car. I just want to, you know, pick it up, start the process to get my car out of the impound lot. And she's like, girl, your car is not here. And she was so rude and so dramatic, and we kept like checking and she's just like, I don't really know who tows on that street because Spelman doesn't own that street, Morehouse doesn't own that street, and Clark Atlanta doesn't own that street. And those 3 specific schools will specifically hire us to like patrol and tow from those schools. So if they did not hire us, we probably didn't tow your car. So I call every single tow place in Atlanta. At this point, I finally get my VIN number and my tag number from my mom. I call everybody to see like, hey, is my car here? Is my car here? At this point, every single tow place has told me no. So I'm like, wait a minute. So I'm just so confused. I'm freaking out like, wait a minute, like, what does that mean? Like, how has my car been towed but it's not at any of the impound lots in Atlanta? And I finally, when I called the last place, she was like, we don't even like tow around that area. Like, you have to call this place. And I'm like, yo, I'm at this place right now and they're saying that they don't have my car. And she's like, wait, what street did you say again? Tell her the street. And she's like, oh, the one in between like Spelman Morehouse and Clark Atlanta? I'm like, yes, yes, yes. And she's like, oh girl, that's like the #1 crime street in Atlanta. Like, if this place does not have your car's been stolen. I was like, oh my God, like, no. Do not tell me that my car has been stolen. I was like, yo, I have been like so irresponsible with my car that I didn't even think that my car could have been stolen. I just thought that, like, obviously my car got towed because my car is always getting towed. So at this point, they're like, you know, you need to call the police and they're going to find your car soon because, like, it's very, like, my car is very distinct. You just have to, like, file a report for it or whatever. At this point, I'm freaking out, like, my car has been stolen. Like, wow, like, what am I gonna do? What is my mom gonna do? Like, what? Like, what are the chances of this happening to me? And Nicole is, you know, trying to calm me down because she's the one who's driving me around everywhere. And she's just like, honestly, like, that street is very unsafe. Like, a lot of people have gotten their cars broken into. I haven't heard of anybody getting their actual, like, whole car stolen. But they will, like, break your windows and, like, steal your laptops if you leave them in there. And I was like, but I didn't have anything in my car. Like, I'm very, y'all know, I'm from the hood. I know what to do. Like, if I'm leaving about the car, especially for me, like, I've had my car broken into before, and so now I have it automatically in my head. Like, when I leave out my car, I like lock it on the side of the door. So I'm like, there's no way that my door was unlocked. People must have been watching me. So I mean, that's fair to say because that street, like I said, it's in between the school and like another park, which is like a regular Atlanta park area. So there are people around me. They could have been watching me. I thought I was being safe in my surroundings, but I don't know because, you know, it was just a regular morning. Like, I wasn't thinking too deeply into it. I was just going to school. So I call and I try and, you know, file a report for my car. And at this point I call my mom and I'm like, yo, like my car has been stolen. This is horrible. So once I call, they're telling me like, you should probably just go to the Spelman Police Department because it'll be faster, and there's somebody there from the Atlanta Police Department that is like on duty. I'm like, all right, cool. So when they tell me that my car has been broken into and I go into the police department at Spelman College, they're just like, are you sure it's been broken into? Like, has there been glass? Was there glass like around the area? Like, you need to go back and check the surroundings and make sure that your car is not there. I'm like, you're absolutely right. I'm gonna go back and check. But I'm like, you know what, now that I think about it, wow, you know what, now that I think about it, I think there was glass on the ground near the area where my car was parked. So they're just like, you know, you need to go back to where you parked your car and just double check to make sure like your surroundings and stuff like that. So I'm like, all right, yeah, of course. So me and Nicole, we walk over there and then I'm like, there's no glass on the ground, but this is definitely the fire hydrant and there's definitely space right here. Now the reason why I immediately thought that my car was towed was because the car that was right behind it had a ticket on it. And it was like, you know, so I'm thinking to myself, I know I have outstanding tickets on my car. I don't pay tickets on my car because who's going to stop me? Like, I don't have the funds. I'm not paying a ticket for my car. Like, okay, you're going to leave a paper on my car? It's going to go in the trash. I don't care. Unless my mom or my dad decides that they want to pay it, I am not going to pay for a ticket. If you tow my car, okay, I'm going to have to pay. If you boot my car, I'm going to have to pay. But if you put a little paper on my car, I don't really care. But apparently, somebody had just let me know that, like, if you have so many outstanding tickets, then if they, like, put a ticket on your car, then they will, like, tow your car because they realize that you have so many outstanding tickets, and then you have to pay the tickets too. So I was like, they tried to give me a ticket because I was parked here by the fire hydrant, and instead they towed my car. So that's what I'm thinking. That's why I thought my car had gotten towed. And I look and I'm like, no, like, this girl's car is still right here. There's clearly a space where you can see that there was a car here, but it's no longer here. So I'm like, they had to have just towed my car because my car was the one that was by the fire hydrant. And I'm like, you can see where there was space for me to park in front of the fire hydrant, but there was just a little bit of space in between. Maybe that space wasn't enough, right? Like, this is my mind process. So we go back and we're just like, yeah, the car is definitely not there, but there's not glass on the floor. So we're not positive it's been broken into, or maybe it has been stolen, maybe it hasn't been stolen. We don't really know. So at this point, We go into the back of the office for the police department. I go there and we end up hanging out like in the back of the area with this police officer. What was her name? Dr. Mitchell, I believe. I mean, Officer Mitchell. I don't know why I called her doctor. Officer Mitchell, and we were hanging back there. So I'm over here like, my emotions were just up and down all day. Like, even though I was like so like in shock, Nicole did an amazing job of like keeping my mind off of it and just telling me like, girl, everything happens for a reason. Like, you don't get a new car now, or like, I don't know. We were just like kidding around in the police office. Like, we were joking and laughing, and sometimes I wanted to cry, and then other times I was just like, can y'all just find my car? I just want to go home. Like, you know, at this point, I just want to go home. Officer Mitchell files the report. She found out everything about my car, and we're like, there's cameras there. We're gonna find your car, but basically for now, there's nothing else that we can do. So like, you're free to go if you want to. So Nicole and Morgan, they're, you know, being so supportive. They're like, hey, I understand it's gonna be really difficult for you to get back and forth from your apartment to school without a car. So like, you know, you can spend the night at our house for like a couple of days until like your car gets found or whatever it is. So Nicole was like gonna drive me back to my apartment. I was gonna pick up some clothes and stuff and then go back to their place and spend the night. And then also that night they were going to have like this recruitment party for some new football players that were coming in over at Morehouse, since like, you know, Morgan's a cheerleader and we're really cool with all the like football team and stuff. So I basically was just like, wow, like I guess like, you know, the day is over. Like, my car has been stolen. I just have to like just wait and hear back from the police officers until, you know, they find my car. So we're on our way to my house in Nicole's car, and I get a phone call from Officer Mitchell. And I'm like, she's like, hello, is this Miss Hunt? I'm like, yes. Like, please tell me you have good news for me. Like, yes, Officer Mitchell, please tell me you found my car. She's like, oh, we found your car exactly where you said it was. And I was like, huh, what? Like, what do you mean? And she's like, you said that you parked on blank blank street, right? I'm like, yeah. And she's like, it's right here. I'm like, wait, what? Like, what do you mean it's right there? And she's like, it's exactly where you said it is. It's even by the fire hydrant. I'm like, wait a minute. What? How in the world? What? So we turn back around and we get there, and what we realize is that there's a long street that we parked on, and there's 2 fire hydrants, you guys. I know what you're thinking. I know you're like, Brelynn, really? There's 2 fire hydrants. So I did all of that. And by the time Nicole and I turn around and we see the flashing police lights, and literally there's 1 fire hydrant, and then there's another fire hydrant, and then there's my car. I have never felt so embarrassed in my entire life. I was just like, how? Like, how in the world? Like, what was I smoking? Like, what was I on? Y'all know I don't smoke, but I'm just like, why did I just go through all of this? My car was in the same spot that I left it, but I was so like gung-ho on the idea that my car had gotten towed that I completely just didn't walk down the street enough. Like, there were 2 fire hydrants, 1 and another one, and I did not remember that I parked at the 2nd fire hydrant. So as soon as I saw the first one, an empty spot, I was like, my car is not there. But you know what? I don't feel bad, because even Nicole went back there with me, and she didn't see it either. So moral of the story is, you guys, sometimes you just have to take a breath and don't make any assumptions. And if you ever feel like your car has gone missing, whether that means that somebody stole it, it's been towed, go ahead and press that little, you know, alarm button. Because if I would have pressed the button, I would have known that my car was only but 5 cars ahead of where I thought it had gotten towed from. So yeah, long story short, that was the most embarrassing moment of my life. Like, I could not look that officer in her face afterwards. I felt so bad for Nicole. We literally been driving around the entire day. We wasted our whole afternoon for nothing. Like, my car was there the whole time. I don't know what was wrong with me. I just felt so embarrassed. But yeah, I thought that story was kind of funny, so I wanted to share it with you guys. That way you kind of understand the backstory once you're watching the vlog, because I was vlogging while this was all going on, but like I really wasn't vlogging everything, just because, as you can imagine, like I was pretty traumatized. And yeah, it was just a really embarrassing situation. So if you guys enjoyed this story time, please give me a thumbs up and make sure you subscribe. And I will see you guys in my next video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!